You are listening to episode 13 of Post Production Podcast. Hello and welcome all you amazing people to the brand new year of 2018. Can't believe 2017 went so fast. Thank you for listening to us. This is Post Production Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Drew, and with me, of course, is my co-host, Adam.
Happy New Year, Drew. How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you in the new year?
Oh, I'm swell. I am very, very good.
Swell.
Yeah.
Swelling or just swell? Swollen. No swelling?
I'm not swelling yet.
Not swelling yet?
New Year's resolutions.
No swelling.
Yeah, no. I gotta get swole.
Well, welcome everyone. We're going to try a little bit of a different format. We're going to try to keep them a little bit shorter. We've had some extremely long episodes, and I think that's a little taxing on people.
Yeah.
So we want to make some of these a little short and sweet. So we're going to do a really kind of pinpoint episode today, our first episode of the new year, 2018, and we're going to talk about Black Mirror on Netflix.
Yes, sir. Black Mirror Season 4 just dropped. We got the chance to kind of trudge through that, and general thoughts. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't consider. I don't think I trudged too much through it. I had a little difficulty with the second episode getting into it.
Yeah.
But then once it kind of got going, I was good. But I enjoyed this season 4. I love the premise of this series.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of Twilight Zone. It's kind of a little bit of X-Files. It's a little bit of sci-fi. But the crazy thing is that it is completely in the direction of where our society is heading on a lot of these episodes.
Yeah.
And it is freaky scary.
Absolutely.
I didn't really dislike any of the episodes this season.
No, yeah. I think trudging was the wrong word, because I thoroughly enjoyed every episode, and I actually believe this might be the best season as a whole, because every one of them was pretty freaking good. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to agree with that, because some of the other seasons there were some episodes I was kind of like, yeah, okay, I could, yeah, that was okay.
Like season 3, I think season 3 was good, but I think they're leveling up, and so I mean, I can't wait for season 5. I mean, it's 6 episodes, and I know a lot of thought goes into each one. It's kind of like a Game of Thrones thing where, like, you have to wait, but it'll be worth it in the end.
But that's a trigger, because we have to wait till 2019.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. For how many episodes too?
For 6 episodes.
For 6 episodes, yeah.
But I mean, tangent.
Yeah, tangent. Game
of Thrones tangent. I get it.
Yeah.
They're bringing everything together. It's going to be the end of everything, and I think they're done filming. I haven't really looked into it, but
are you sure?
I'm pretty sure that they've got to be done filming, and it's just post production that they're going to be working on for the next year.
Wow.
Because I could see them needing that much CGI and effects, because of it's the Clash. It's the end of everything. All these armies are coming together. So I know you're not cut up, so I'm not going to spoil anything. Anyways, back to Black Mirror. No, I loved season, and I think this is the best season, because every one of these episodes just really hits the mark. I love the trailers. You know, before they released it, I was excited for like this Star Trek kind of episode, which was phenomenal. It was such a great process, and I didn't even expect kind of how they created it, how it kind of went about, and then like getting into it, I was like, oh, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
This is
so that's
brilliant.
episode 1, USS Callister is what it's called. And yeah, immediately, let's just get into it. Like, the opening scene, and I don't know if you want to do spoilers or not, but just the opening scene, like the fact that it looks like old school Star Trek, like I was like, I'm so on board for this.
Yeah. And it's really cammy.
Yeah,
like it's just kind of a little spoofy, and you're going, "Yeah, man, this is kind of cool.
Yeah,
I like this."
It's you're having fun with it, and yeah, it's just like okay, yeah, like I could watch an hour of this, but No, like it takes quite a few turns,
Yeah.
and something that the trailers do so cleverly is like you wouldn't expect this at all. You think it's like literally just them in space, and you know. But of course, with Black Mirror, there's always a
There's
twist.
always
There's
at
always
least one twist.
something. The cast was incredible. Quite a few like familiar faces, for me at least.
Yeah, I
Um,
saw a couple familiar people in there, and it was fun to see them not kind of take like the spotlight. You know, I
yeah.
think everyone kind of had a really equal part
What's so
in the
cool
episode.
about Black Mirror is like you can get like really good actors. Like John Hamm was in there. We had Bryce Dallas Howard was in Nosedive last season, and like yeah, it's them, but Black Mirror creates such a world that like they're just like anyone else. It's a new character,
Yeah,
and they make it their own.
they're just passengers
Yeah,
on this fantastic ride.
yeah. So I think I'm surprised they didn't get like any more big actors for this season
Mm.
because I think they can. I think people are. I think it's at that point where it's like just peak popularity, and I think people and actors are gonna want to come onto it. So
I think they're gonna love cameos. They're gonna want to be a part of it, just to
yeah,
do some either to be a kind of supporting actor or just to kind of pop in for a second,
yeah.
because all these episodes are so much fun.
Yeah, like, and it's cool because Daniel Kaluuya, I was watching an interview with him, and he is in Get Out, of course, we were talking about it. You
Hmm.
finally saw it.
I finally saw it. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And so how he got cast in that is Jordan Peele saw his episode of Black Mirror, which is episode 2, season 1.
Right.
And it was, I mean, that aired in like years ago, like 2011 or something like that,
Hmm.
back when Black Mirror wasn't a thing. And because Netflix bought it and now are putting out new episodes, it got to a US audience, and that's how Jordan Peele got into it. And so he got cast for this movie, 5 years later, after he had done something, that was relatively small and, whatever. But now look at him. I mean, he was nominated for a Golden Globe for Get Out. So, I mean, Black Mirror is.
Which was just so deserved.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, USS Callister, it's so complicated in its kind of storyline. But what I love about Black Mirror is that, they always introduce something new to like each episode. Everything's, new. It's a fresh world each episode. But there are always these little things that are kind of familiar once you start watching a lot of these Black Mirror episodes, with maybe a little piece on the side of your head.
Did you notice
makes
that?
your eyes kind of fuzz out, and then you're in this virtual world. And I mean, we've seen that in a couple of different Black Mirror episodes, so it was nice to kind of get that. I think in a later episode, you realize that maybe these are kind of in the same world. They could be, they could not be, but
It's almost like a story arc that continues, but it has to do with props and technology.
yeah, it's not the characters that are the focus of any of these. It's the technology.
Yeah.
Which is fascinating to me.
Yeah. Now, moving on. So episode 2, which I had a little bit of trouble getting into the beginning of it, but once it started rolling, I was like, oh, okay. Oh yeah. This is so sideways. And I love the premise of it. Really tackles that parental fear
Yeah.
of just being protective of your child or children, and just wanting to make sure that they're safe,
Yeah.
and how that can kind of transcend beyond, I think, what's kind of appropriate and what's really necessary.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do any spoilers, but I mean, there are some great points in this episode that really take it to another level. And it really has to do with our society, because you have the new and the old clashing a little bit in this episode. And, I remember when I was a kid, we didn't have the technology. We didn't have the iPads and the game pads and all that other stuff. I mean, Atari didn't come out until I was well into my early teens.
Wow.
And that was just pixels, just little big pixels, I mean, it was go out the front door and go play Go hurt yourself. Go eat mud. Go punch your neighbor. Go,
Yeah.
go
That's
and,
something that like
interact with people and kids and your peers.
yeah.
And that segregation is so apparent now.
Yeah.
There's
It's like it's crazy how different it is now because like I mean people and kids who don't know about that kind of stuff and they didn't grow up that way. Like I think Stranger Things kind of nails that where these kids just go off and do whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and nowadays this like that would never even happen.
No, it wouldn't.
First of all, they're outside on their bikes, which kids don't do anymore. But
not without helmets and knee pads and bubble wrap and
if they even go outside. But yeah, the fact that you like your parents don't know where you are, and this is completely opposite of that. And this is apparent that I mean, no spoilers, but in the first scene, you already get the sense of this woman and this mother and how protective and kind of paranoid that she can get.
Right.
So, I think it did start off like, where is this going? But then, I had this thought that, I wonder if it's going to tackle this issue, and it does. And it goes into places where I was like, this is Black Mirror.
Yeah, this is overstepping those bounds.
Yeah, I like it.
But it's a great episode.
It is.
Now, episode 3,
Crocodile.
This is my least favorite of all of them. But there are some twists and some cues in this that really take it to a whole nother level.
Yeah, and some Black Mirror episodes, and this is what's so great about Black Mirror and being a anthology series, is that some leave you thinking and leave you like, what did I just watch, and like what does this mean, and there's all these themes and underlying kind of lessons within the story, whereas I think this one it's a trip just to go through this journey of this woman, and by the end I think I was kind of left like I don't know. I think I was left with nothing. Like,
it's a little bit exhausting. Like the episode just kind of takes you all the way through all these different things, and you're just going, okay, what's next? What's next? What is this person? Is this person really going to go there?
Yeah.
Are they really just that? And wow. And then at the end, you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if it was. I think it is my least favorite, just because it's kind of an unpleasant watch.
Yes.
Yeah, and Black Mirror always kind of goes there. With every episode, there's always a very uncomfortable kind of, should I be watching this, or I've never seen this before. But this one was it was interesting to see this main character and how she developed from the first scene to the last scene.
Now, the 4th episode, Hang the DJ. This is a phenomenal.
Highly recommend. This
episode.
Is my favorite episode of the season. I think it's like number 2 all time for me. Like Black Mirror episodes, I think it's like up there with number 2, just because and I think it's a phenomenal episode, and I think it's really up there. I'm not sure if it's the best, because I think another one is probably the best one because of the amount of thought and everything. But it's a simple story, perfectly Black Mirror. Like I tweeted, like, this is the most Black Mirror episode of Black Mirror there is. Like everything about it is so. It's like, yeah. But by the end, I think it's a perfect ending. I don't even want to give it anything away, but
it's basically Black Mirror does dating.
Yeah.
Does like, your well, I'm drawing a blank. Like what are your dating sites right now?
What, Tinder
Well, no, I don't think Tinder's a dating site. I think Tinder's a hookup.
Yeah, absolutely not. But like,
what are your love?
Well,
wow.
People my age don't use like eHarmony or like anything like that. We do like Coffee Meets Bagel and like.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
It's like.
But it's Black Mirror does dating. Yeah, it's we're gonna hook you up.
As a young person, as a young single person, I'm not on any of those dating apps, but like I have a lot of friends that are, but like this episode was like just so funny, and like I could put myself in that situation, and you just kind of feel for these characters, because the system that they have in place is like it could get kind of wanky, and so yeah, I mean it's a fun kind of exploration of dating and how people put their trust in technology so much into these dating sites, and I think people are already doing that with
Yeah.
the stuff that we do have already. So
And they tend to ignore their instincts, their gut feelings sometimes,
yeah, yeah,
which I thought was interesting in this episode because um, the instincts of these two people, even though they're kind of complete opposite, because he's a little reserved
yeah,
and she's just spunky,
yeah.
which is my new
I
word
like her.
for 2018.
Oh, spunky.
Spunky. She is
Hey.
just spunky.
Very good.
She's just got that vibe. She's got that kind of thrill. She has that edge. And he was a little bit reversed of that. And I was like, okay, that's kind of interesting that their instincts would ping like that. But I mean, that's enough as far as giving anything away.
Yeah, and I personally though, like his journey and like his kind of emotions and his actions throughout, I was like, dude, this is like
I
could
thought
see
his was
myself.
worst.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
his journey
yeah.
was like
But I was
much
like,
worse.
I was like, if like this would be me, like this would absolutely
Yeah.
be me.
Like
if I
halfway
was
through
in
it, I was
this.
feeling for the guy. I was like, you poor bastard. you
It's great.
You suck in it, man.
Yeah, but the whole premise is amazing. The way that they set up this whole dating kind of thing. So definitely give it a watch. I'd highly
Yeah.
recommend this one.
So now episode 5, Metalhead. Now this is one, and this is Black Mirror. This is like, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna throw you this episode, and you're gonna be
Yeah.
like, yeah, what did I just watch? And
Yeah.
what?
Huh?
Huh? Yeah. I mean, it was like, what? Because there's nothing in this
There's-
episode that gives you or explains anything.
But that's what I
But
love.
it's this journey, and you're
love.
going, okay, what's happening next? And it hooks you.
And
It's
that's
brilliant.
the thing, like, and that's the thing about Black Mirror that I love, and it's kind of like a short film in the fact that they put you into this world and you don't need any context. Like you just get thrown in, and they're just kind of like, hey, this is what's happening. Like, just go with it.
Yeah.
And going into this one, I had no idea what to even expect, and I was filled with kind of surprises. But in the end, it's a pretty simple premise, but I think it was executed really well. It's one of those Black Mirror episodes that gets a little more thrilly. It gets a little more suspense and kind of almost horror. I would kind of say it's. I thought you would love it because it's kind of like Alien in some kind of ways.
Well, what I thought was really interesting, and what really kind of tugged on me, was the fact that, like, my over analyzing picky brain didn't even turn on
Yeah,
watching this,
because you just kind of enjoy it.
and usually I would be like, what? I don't know, I don't understand, I don't get
Yeah.
it, there's no explanation. And I just started watching. I'm going, all right, this is where we're going. Cool. And step by step, I was just watching and enjoying the entire episode. And at the end, I was going, yeah, I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to know anything.
Yeah.
What I just saw was brilliant. It was perfect. It was this little tiny view of something I have absolutely no idea what's going on.
We don't know how,
But it was great.
Society got to that
Yeah.
point. The main character, she mentions, another place, some other people, but we never get that glimpse. We only stay with her, which is fantastic. It's like textbook just enjoyment. I just was entertained, fully. And I think why your brain didn't turn on is because given that situation, I think the main character kind of does things in a logical sense. And so you're not like, oh, why are you doing that? That's where all those problems come in.
Right.
But I think, and that's what Black Mirror does so cleverly, is that they want you to, they stick you with this main character, and you want to root for them and believe in them. So they're not going to make them a dumb character.
Yeah. I loved it. I
Yeah.
loved it, and I
Metal.
love the fact that it was all black and white.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm a huge black and white guy. Anyone that knows me personally sees my like Snapchat or anything like that. Like I'm in love with black and white, and it's so fitting. It's more than just like an aesthetic kind of visual. It's a mood, and it's a dreary kind of sense,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's perfect for this because if you were to see this film, this
It'd be completely
episode
different if
in
it was in
color,
color.
completely different. So yeah, clever choice to use the black and white.
Yeah. So the last episode of season 4 is called Black Museum, and this is my favorite episode. I mean,
Yeah,
there was just
so good.
the way it's constructed, the Easter eggs that are kind of throughout how this episode rolls out, the characters and the little mini stories within this episode
Yes.
are just fantastic. And I mean, it's just an hour, and I could have sworn it was 2 hours.
Yeah,
Because I was going, wait, this is
better than
better than a movie. Yeah, like, this is brilliant. By far my favorite episode.
Yeah, I have to commend all the actors in this episode, but all the episodes really. But in this episode, they're so believable, and they're so and it gets crazy in this episode. With the middle story with like the husband and wife and their kid. I love that whole thing with the monkey. Absolutely. I mean, that's all I'm gonna say. Just watch it. It's fantastic, and the way that they kind of I'll just say that it's layered in such a way that's so brilliant and so genius. It's definitely the best episode of this season, maybe ever.
It's my favorite of the series.
Yeah.
Of the entire series.
It's incredibly well thought out from start to finish. All those little stories, they just fit so well within the narrative that it's fantastic. And yeah, Charlie Brooker, the creator of Black Mirror, like this guy is on something else because he's fantastic.
He deserves some recognition because, I mean, the mini stories within this episode are so perfectly constructed. I didn't feel at all that I was missing something, or that like I had to kind of like look up some other kind of source material. They were perfectly short, perfectly constructed, but you felt invested, and you felt like you had everything that you needed from what you saw. Brilliant directing, brilliant storytelling. Just that was my favorite. I enjoyed that one so much. Yeah. I can't wait. I can't believe it's gonna be another year before there's gonna be another one, which sucks. But that's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess.
Now, have you seen all the other ones? I know that you were kind of trying to catch up, but I think still like my number one episode ever would be season 1, episode 3. I think it's called The Entire History of You. Toby Kebbell is in it. If you guys know
that, I would say that's my number 2. That's my favorite of season 1.
Yeah, it's definitely the best of season 1.
I'd say it's and the reason I say this is because even though the premise of The Entire History of You it's so believable.
Yeah.
And it's so very close to our own future.
Yeah.
And it's a little disgusting in that aspect that you're just like terrified
of
our society.
It's in
going
reach,
there,
seems,
yeah. But as good as it is, I loved Black Museum better. I just thought it was just a complete package of a story. Yeah.
But I think The Entire History of You and a lot of these ones it's that example of this you just get thrown into a world and you just kind of believe it. They don't need to give you how people kind of got to this point or anything like that, or anything really outside of these people. You just kind of you get this example and this kind of subcase of these people and their kind of relationship with this technology. Like one thing I loved in Black Museum, and this isn't a spoiler or anything, there's this girl and she's listening to old-timey music in this old car, riding through the desert, and then she pulls up to a gas station, and she pulls out a solar
panel,
panel, and then is charging her car. Yeah. Like, that's the stuff that I love.
Yeah, because because she pulls up to this gas station, and like all the tanks are like wrapped up, and like sealed, and you're going, okay, well, she's kind of screwed, you know, she's in the middle of nowhere. There's no way she's gonna get any gas. She just kind of like looks up, and she's like, there's sun, boop, the solar panel. And you're going, okay, here we go. Yeah,
it's those little things that, it's so good. Like, I thoroughly enjoy Black Mirror. I'm glad that there's a show like that. And what's also different about this is it's an anthology series. So, yeah, you can watch one episode. You can take a break for 6 months and come back and watch another one. Yeah. You know? And you don't have to watch them in order. It's fantastic.
I actually didn't finish season 2 before binging 3, getting prepared for 4.
Oh, okay.
I thought I had finished season 2, but I didn't see White Christmas at the end of season 2. I missed that one. And I had such a hard time getting through Nosedive, which is the first episode of season 3, because, I mean, we're practically there in our society with Nosedive, and I was so just disgusted.
Yeah.
It was just, I was cringing. Yeah. I was physically cringing, mentally cringing watching this episode. And then I got, I kind of pushed through it, and then I love, where it ended up at the end. But I mean, it just, in the beginning, just the sour taste in my mouth was hard to swallow. It really was, man. It's just so bad. I'd rather do another hot wing challenge.
Yeah, no. Oh my God.
Than do that one again. But season 4 of Black Mirror. Guys, watch it. Enjoy it. It's so good. It's just visual pleasure.
Yeah. Visual pleasure, but I mean, it'll stay with you. I mean, there's definitely a few that will stay with you, and I think it's a great conversation starter as well. If you meet someone who also watches Black Mirror, like, that's
you're gonna talk about
your dating
stuff.
app.
There's
right
your there's your dating app. Yeah.
So yeah, guys, enjoy. Like, that was, I mean, I had a really good time with it. I hope you guys do too. Anything else, Drew?
No. I'm looking forward to a couple other series to go through. We've got some movies coming out pretty soon. It's looking like it's gonna be a fun year so far.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm excited. In the meantime, though, guys, if you guys want to reach us, let us know your thoughts on Black Mirror, any suggestions. We love hearing from you guys. So email us at postproductionpod@gmail.com. We're also on Twitter, Instagram. Listen to us on iTunes, leave a review, SoundCloud, and now YouTube as well. Be sure to share with your friends, and we appreciate it. So thank you guys so much for listening. I'm Adam.
I'm Mr. Drew. Enjoy season 4 of Black Mirror.
Bye, guys.
Bye.